just about ready to go. And towing the mound for Houston in this one, Hayden Wesneski.
Well, I'm interested to see how he utilizes his sinker to this lineup, Boog. You know, it's not necessarily his go-to primary pitch, but he does mix it in when he needs it. He's just got to make sure that it's not flat. Otherwise, it's going to get hit hard. So look for him to throw it up there when he needs a big double play, a ground ball, something like that to get out of an inning, change it up for a hitter. Also, get those hitters looking down so that it opens up the top of the strike zone, especially late in an at-bat.
And a foul ball. So 2 strikes on Tatis. That's a little bit low. On the ground to the left. Sneaks through, base hit. Man aboard on the leadoff single.
Back against the wall with 2 strikes, but found a way. Just one of those seeing eye base hits through the infield. He just kind of rolled over on it a little bit, but sometimes those can find a hole and get you enough.
Luis Ariz stands in. Just missed. Wesneski throws to first. Tatis dives back in. Left-hand batter waits. Runner at first with no outs here.
Well, we call that keyholing. Even though it's right there and looks pretty good, if he doesn't love it, he's not going to swing that early in the count.
1-2 here. Tatis runs. Pitch misses. The throw, tag, and he's out.
You know, I always felt as a base runner, base stealer that, you know, if you can get in that first, second, maybe third pitch, get your jump and steal second base, you had a much better chance of being successful. As it gets deeper into that at-bat and those pitches rack up, you almost get a little more flat-footed, and you've got to be sharp to get that jump and to beat a good throw down to second base. Just wasn't able to do it right there.
Swings through that one. It's a strikeout.
It's a good breaking ball there, just off the corner where you can't really do much damage, but it's close enough to where you've got to protect, and he just couldn't find a way to fight it off.
Manny Machado in the box with 2 gone, and takes a look at a called strike. Drilled in the air, high and deep right field. Going back, and it hits the fence. And he's got a double.
Everything came together for him. Anytime you can drive a ball into the gap the other way, it feels so good. And that's when you know you're right where you need to be at the plate. It's even better when it gets you extra bases. Gotta love looking in at your dugout and seeing your teammates fired up.
And a dangerous hitter coming up to hit in Xander Bogaerts. The shortstop takes the ball.
Well, a really good chance right here to pick up a run in the top of the first after what seemed to be a real quiet start to the inning.
Machado stands at second with 2 gone. Up and in, now 2-0. That's inside.
Good pitchers make pitches in big situations, and right here with a middle of the order hitter up, runner in scoring position, he's got to find a way to throw a quality strike.
Man on second, 2 down. Line drive, and that should be extra bases. Here comes Machado around third. He'll score, and the Padres take the lead. Bogart's into second.
Well, that was one of those high percentage advantage counts where batting averages are just so much higher. Man, that feels so good to shoot an absolute bolt the opposite way. Split the gap and know that you've got extra bases right off the bat. That's the kind of thing hitters dream about when they're falling asleep at night.
So up next, Gonzalez. Breaking ball misses down and away. Right through there for a strike. 2 outs and 1 in scoring position. Yeah, big swing and a miss.
Well, that's that slope right there. He threw it extremely well. And talk about just a ton of breaks. So tough to get that barrel to.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. That ends the inning and stops things from getting out of hand. Padres with a run-scoring double. It's now 1-0. Back here at Dyken Park. And on the mound today, Michael King. Chris, how about a scouting report?
He's someone you can rely on to provide quality innings in almost every one of his starts, Boog. He knows how to command the mound. His stuff is good, and sometimes it's even better than good. If he gets off to a fast start, look out. It could be a tough day for this lineup.
We go to the bottom of the first. Here's the former MVP, Jose Altuve. And that is downstairs. Ball 1. That one catches the corner for a strike. They tried to get him to chase on a slider down and away. Popped up, foul territory behind the plate. Puts it away for the out. Now we check out the Astros lineup. They're dealing with a sinker specialist on the mound, which can be a big-time challenge when he's right and working mostly from the knees down.
Well, I think the approach you take is really try to lay off of those pitches down in the zone until he gets some called strikes and then forces you to go after that pitch. Until then, make him elevated, because guys that throw those sinkers, those two-seamers, really hard for them to be effective up in the zone. Those are pitches you can hammer. And when you get a cookie, you don't want to miss it.
Jeremy Pena in the box with 1 away as he takes ball 1. Pitch misses there. 2-0. 1 out, bases empty. Next offering is fouled back. That one finds the zone. 2-2. And that one missing low. outside, and that is ball 4. Here's the third baseman, Isaac Paredes. And a first pitch fastball is in for a strike.
I love this part of the game. Does he really want to try and steal second against this catcher? I know he's fast, but it's pretty risky.
Check swing. He went too far, and it's a strike.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out on a slider, and there's 2 gone.
Well, that right there is just a pitcher's pitch. Tailing away from the hitter, low and away with some good action at the end. You know, even if he gets the bat to that ball, it's probably just a weak ground ball to the opposite side. Tell you what, that's a tremendous 2-strike pitch.
And now it's Christian Walker. And that misses. And it's 1-0. Move to first. Pena dives back in safely.
Come on, Christian.
There's a swing and a drive. And that gets down into the gap. Coming home. Now a relay to second. Not going to get him. He's in there.
Picks himself up an RBI. Put a pretty good jolt into that one. Great swing, nice balance and weight transfer. And he got it to drop in out there in the deep part of the field.
So runner at second, 2 down. At the plate is the Astros catcher, Yainer Diaz. Yeah, the pitch is in for a strike. 0-1. Walker at second with 2 down.
That wasn't an easy pitch to hit. It's much easier to do damage against mistakes, but that's not what that pitch was.
And a swing and a miss. Inning over, and it could have been worse. A run, a hit, and a man left. On to the second inning now from Dyken Park. All tied 1-1. Back here in Houston, here's the veteran second baseman, Jose Iglesias. Wisniewski back to work. There's a strike.
Man, this guy's got a great feel for his breaking ball today.
Got him. That K is his 3rd of the game.
Well, he made pretty quick work of him right there. You look at the sequence, everything down at the knees and below. And some guys are good low ball hitters, but right there, they clearly had a plan to pound that part of the zone, and he wasn't able to put up much of a fight.
Connor Joe digs in now. And that one fouled off. Kyle Dixon working the plate in this one.
You know, we often hear and talk about umpires being a pitcher's umpire, but Boog Dixon maybe a little bit more hitter-friendly than most. He's kind of tight on the corners, so we'll see if that comes into play at all in this one.
In the air, right side. Smith on his way over. Puts it away for the out. 2 away down. Fans don't really understand the familiarity and relationship players and coaches have with umpires. I mean, you see them a lot.
Yeah, Boog, they're all out there trying to do their best and perform at a high level. So when you respect that, I think over time you can develop a relationship with them.
Pop foul out of play off to the right. As the game has moved along, we see more and more information supplied by teams about the umpires. I've been in clubhouses where they have pictures of all 4 umpires, nicknames, hometowns, and as well hobbies listed, just so you can kind of small talk the umpire a little bit.
That's great.
Fastball for a strike. Next pitch misses, and a count now even up. Stays alive. Two out, space is empty. Outside low, 3-2 now. Center field. Myers has this one sized up and makes the play, and that's out number 3. We go to the bottom of the second, tied at 1. Back here in Houston, and now here is Brendan Rodgers. Tapped at the plate, but it's a foul ball. Just missed.
Outside.
And a breaking ball misses outside.
Last couple of pitches breaking balls away. I think he's going to have to come firm inside to be able to open up that location if he wants to go back there later in this count.
Fouls one off. 2-2. Foul off the plate. They'll do it again. To the right side, and that one handled, and he'll be safe at first.
That's a dangerous throw for the first baseman to try to handle right there. Exposed him to a potential collision, and we've all seen some of the ugly ones over the years on plays similar to that one, so it's great nothing came out of that other than the throwing error.
Next to hit, Jake Myers. And that is out of play. That one fouled off. Fights that one away, and the count remains 0-2. And a good eye there.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Just misses the mark outside the zone.
He's really tightening up his hitting zone with 2 strikes here. I love it.
Got him. And he's registered 3 Ks in this one. Cam Smith up next for the Astros.
Number 11.
There's the strike.
Not sure exactly what he was thinking there. Good sinker ball pitcher. Goes with the fastball in a double play situation when he needs something on the ground.
The 0-1. Slice to right. Tatis hauls it in, and there's 2 away.
Batting right, left fielder, Chaz McCormick.
So digging in, Chaz McCormick. Right through there for a strike. Tied up here in the early going. Swing and a miss. And it's 0-2.
More and more guys are looking to slug regardless of the count. In this situation, we'll keep a close eye on his approach.
2 outs. And that just misses.
That's a good pitch there. Really had some run and finished a little up and in just on the edge. And that's one of those, if you swing at it, you had a broken bat as you jog back to the dugout.
Fouls it off, still 1-2. 2 gone, but the go-ahead run is at first. Bottom half of inning number 2. And down on strikes he goes. He's notched 4 strikeouts now. So the Astros lead 1. Score remains deadlocked at 1. And welcome back to the ballpark. Top half of the 3rd inning. Now batting Tyler Wade. Wade hitting 9th in today's lineup. And he was drafted in the 4th round back in 2013. Bunt attempt, but that goes foul. Outside low, and the count is 1-2.
0-2 fastball way out of the zone. I think he's trying to speed him up. Got to stay back. Off speed's probably coming.
This one popped up. Foul ground first base side. Makes the catch, and there's 1 gone.
Now batting, right fielder, Fernando Tatis Jr.
So with 1 down, it'll bring up Fernando Tatis Jr. He's 1 for 1, led off the game with a single. And the first offering is not close.
Boog, Tatis is so athletic, he probably could have carved out a career in other sports if he wanted, but he grew up in a baseball family with baseball in his blood.
Off the mark there.
2-0.
Ball 2.
Well, usually a high level of confidence when you're facing a young pitcher out there on the mound. In this situation, ahead 2-0, he's put himself in a really good spot.
High fly ball, right field. Smith hauls it in for the out.
Now batting, the designated hitter,
Luis Arias, the next up for the Padres. He was a strikeout victim his first time. That misses the zone, and that is ball one. Fastball for a strike at 95. Swing and a miss. There's that changeup.
Man, he really sells the changeup with that arm action.
And that's down and away.
This batter has to understand his job is to get on base however he can. If he gets hit by a pitch, if he walks, maybe even singles. But you want to get the heart of the order up to the plate.
Cut on and missed, and it's a strikeout, and that is the inning. Padres down in order. Still tied, 1-1. And we're back. Bottom of the inning. Jose Altuve up to hit here.
Jose Altuve.
Just missed. The 1-0. Ripped on the ground to second. Over to Joe. And they get Altuve for the out.
Now batting, shortstop, Jeremy Pena.
So up next, Jeremy Pena. The walk and a run scored his first time. Inside, just missed. Next offering is fouled back. That misses the zone. 2-1.
That's outside.
And that one pulled foul. One down, base is empty. That's ball four. Tried another sinker, but couldn't find a zone.
Second walk of the game for him, and he's been really patient at the plate. A game plan that he's sticking to. He's just not going outside of what he's looking for up there. This might be a steal situation, but that's not your average catcher behind the dish. You have to be careful here.
Pena leads off first with one away. Pitch misses outside. And that's ball two.
He hasn't wanted to challenge him both of those pitches off the plate away. Don't expect anything down the heart of the plate. You may just have to be patient and take your walk here.
Next pitch inside. 3-0. And there's the automatic. And it's strike two.
3-2.
Foul. We'll see another payoff pitch. Got it. He picks up his fifth strikeout on the hill.
Well, definitely a borderline pitch right there, and he didn't look too convinced as he headed back to the dugout. You know, those are tough ones to let go as a hitter, but with the human umpire calling balls and strikes, it's always going to be on you to protect yourself with two strikes.
So here's the cleanup hitter, Christian Walker. He doubled home a run in his first AB. And that drops in for a strike. Now move to first. And he dives back in safely. On the line, base hit. They stop the lead runner at second. Now 2 on with 2 outs.
Wasting no time. He's 2 for 2 now on the night. And just a triple and home run away from the cycle.
Seriously, we're starting with this already. Yainer Diaz up next for the Astros. Struck out swinging his first time. And ball 1. And another ball.
Good spot for the hitter. Definitely has the advantage in this count with runners on. Look for him to be aggressive on this next pitch.
First and second, 2 down here in the last half of the third. Swing and a high fly ball left field. Pretty well struck. He's got it. And that is the third out of the inning. 2 left on. 3 innings complete. All tied 1-1. Back here at Daikin Park, John Sciambi with Chris Singleton, and set to lead off the 4th, Manny Machado. That's inside, and that's ball 1.
You know, these Padres doing a great job, Boog, of just waiting for the right pitch to come their way, and I'm seeing very patient at-bats out of him. He's only given up 1 run, but the starter's pitch count is starting to get up there, and that might be the best news yet for this offense.
Chases that one. Now 5 strikeouts for him on the mound. And here is Xander Bogaerts. Doubled his first time.
You know, sometimes all it takes is getting to the next arm before an offense does any damage, and that might be the case today.
Fouled off. He was late. Bogaerts, who wears that number 2 on his back for his idol, Derek Jeter. Swing and a miss, and he got him to chase. That one not close. It's a ball and 2 strikes.
0-2 pitch that far out of the zone gives the hitter a little confidence that maybe he can climb back into this at bat.
Now a high fly ball out to left center. Myers moving under it. Corrals it. And there's 2 down. Digging in, it's the speedy outfielder, Gonzalez. Struck out swinging his first time. just missed. A little bit high, and the count is 2-0.
Well, he looks more focused at the plate and working the count after that first at-bat strikeout.
Next offering in there for a strike. Now 2 balls and a strike. 2 down, nobody on. Top half of inning number 4. Up and in. 3 balls and a strike.
Here's an opportunity to do some damage and perhaps unlock this offense. 3-1 count. Be ready to turn on a fastball.
Two down, nobody on. Swings through that, and it's a strikeout. So he picks up his 6th strikeout of the ball game. 3 up, 3 down for San Diego. Score remains tied 1-1. Back here in Houston, ready to go for the last half of the inning. And stepping in for the Astros, Brendan Rodgers. And a pop-up, right side, foul territory. Has room, and he makes the catch.
Now batting, center fielder, Jake.
And now here's a speed threat, outfielder Jake Myers. Struck out looking at his first at-bat. And that's through there for a strike. And it's 0-1. And there's a ball. Just missed.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Right through there for a strike. All tied up. We're here in the bottom of the 4th. This ball's chopped on the ground. Machado throws to first in time. Already 2 gone here in the home 4th.
Now batting, number 11.
Cam Smith now at the plate. He's 0 for 1. Pitch is in there. That's strike 1.
Hey, 2.
Got him swinging. He chased the changeup. And good work there as he gets a 1-2-3. Astros are down quietly. 5th inning coming up. Tied at 1. Back here in Houston, we go to the top of the 5th. So digging in now for San Diego, Jose Iglesias. Wisniewski back to work. That one finds the corner. Strike 1. Activity in the bullpen. Hunter Brown, the young right-hander, up and throwing. Valdez also getting ready. Swing and a miss as he chases that one darting out of the zone. Outside low, and a count 1-2. And that skips in the dirt.
2-2 the count.
remains 2-2. That's down and in. Up the middle, into the outfield, base hit. And they have their first base runner since the second inning.
Now batting, first baseman, Connor Joe.
Connor Joe, the next up for the Padres. Flied to right his first time. And fouled off. Iglesias gets his lead at first with nobody out. That one finds the zone, and the count is 0-2.
With 2 strikes, may see some movement over there at first base, trying to stay out of the double play right here.
That one missed.
Way to lay off that pitch down.
Cuts and misses. It's a strikeout.
Well, that's always the key to effective pitching, is getting ahead in the count. And as a pitcher, it really allows you to start expanding the zone. Hitters become defensive, and all of a sudden that plate starts to get really wide. And what happens is, because of the pressure, you end up committing to a pitch as a batter before you recognize what it is, and that's what leads to the strikeout.
Diaz takes a ball as he stands in for the second time. Runner takes off, and there's a foul ball. Man at first, one away. In the dirt. Base hit, center field. Throw into third. Throw pulls him off the bag, and he's safe.
Showed some really nice patience in that at bat. Worked himself into a good count. I could watch base hits like that one all day long, and so could every hitting coach in the league. Just a nice line drive into center field. A chance now to take the lead, and at this point in the game, that could be a deciding run.
Manager out of the dugout now, and he'll make a move to dip into the Astros bullpen. Hayden Wesneski done for the night, and that was a start he can feel pretty good about. Tie ball game, and new pitcher when we get back. Here's a new pitcher from the pen, Framber Valdez.
And they felt it was time to bring on a left-handed reliever from the pen with the lefty hitter coming up. I think it's a good move. I know I never liked when opposing teams did that to me.
Runners at the corners here, one away. Wade, the next to hit. 0 for 1 as he popped out foul to first. In the air, fairly deep to right field. Brings it in. Runner tags from third. He'll score on the sac fly. They take the lead. It's 2-1.
There you go. Nice little RBI there. It's a great at bat. Got the job done.
Now it's Fernando Tatis Jr. 1 for 2. In there at the knees. Headed towards the corner. Smith towards the line. Couldn't get to it before it dropped foul. One run across in the frame so far, and we're at the top of the 5th. Got him swinging. Had him out front for strike 3. So they pick up a run on 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. Last half of the 5th coming up. It's the Padres 2 and the Astros 1. And welcome back to the ballpark. Here's the left fielder, Chas McCormick. A swing and a miss, and that's strike one. Double-barreled action in the bullpen. Alec Jacob up and throwing. Hart also throwing. That's the third. Over to Joe. And the leadoff man set down in their half of the fifth.
Well, he's doing a nice job of keeping the ball out of the air. Lets the defense work behind him with another ground ball. Good execution.
Now here's the Astros designated hitter, Jose Altuve. 0 for 2 in this one. Now a check swing grounder. And they get Altuve for the out.
Nice job of deception right there by the pitcher. Got the hitter out there a little bit. Couldn't check his swing and induces a nice little ground out.
Jeremy Pena getting ready to hit. First offering in the dirt. And that one is in for a strike. Two outs. So a foul ball makes it 1-2. Swings and misses. Make it 7 strikeouts for him. 3 up, 3 down that time. 5 innings complete. It's the Padres 2 and the Astros 1. All set for the top of the 6th. So here's the Padres DH, Luis Arias. Valdez, a lefty who lights up the radar gun. 31 years old, and he was born in the Dominican Republic. Pitch in the dirt, and now 2-0.
Struggled a little bit in this one. Couple of strikeouts earlier, but doing a much better job in this at-bat to get ahead and find a good hitter's count at 2-0.
The wind to kick the 2-0. Foul ball there. Comes up empty. That's strike 2.
Good late sink on that fastball. Out of the hand, looks so good. And then by the time he gets in the hitting zone, hard to get the barrel to it.
And that's in the dirt.
He should get a pretty good pitch to hit here with the 3-hole hitter coming up if he's walked.
That one misses. So a leadoff walk.
Almost a coin flip for the umpire in that call, but most umpires just don't want to give pitchers a break up in the zone like that.
Manny Machado up to the plate. In for a strike. It's 0-1.
Not many hitters go up there looking for an 0-0 breaking ball, but a good way for the pitcher to get ahead in the count.
Foul ball still 0-2. And Machado able to spoil that pitch. Nobody out. Runner at first. Fouled off. And they'll do it again. Gets a piece, and it stays 0-2.
5 foul balls in a row. I have no idea what that feels like, but you got to love this battle. Just wondering who's going to blink first.
Just misses with that one.
Still just the second batter of the inning, and on the mound, he's already thrown 13 pitches. They got him working hard out there.
Missed inside with the curve.
Well, he might have to look for a different put-away pitch right here, 2-2. He's already seen the curveball a couple of times in this at-bat, so might have it timed up and ready for it.
Pitch misses there, and the count's full. That's a good at-bat right there. He was down early in that plate appearance, works the walk.
When you go that deep into an at-bat, the hitter usually comes out on top.
First and second, no outs. Xander Bogaerts, the next up for the Padres. Swinging a foul out of play. First and second, no outs. And we're in the top half of the sixth.
Ball, that's out.
Got him! And that is a big first out. And now Gonzalez, who's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Lifted in the air, right field. Squeezes it. Runner tags at second. And he's up to third safely with 2 gone. Jose Iglesias gets a chance to hit now.
He's been such a good hitter with runners in scoring position. Some guys just take it to another level. For him right now at the plate, it's like everyone else is in slow motion and he's in full speed.
And that drops in for a strike.
0-1.
Late swing, fouled off. Lefty out of the stretch, runners at first and third. That's a base hit. Runner from third comes across, and it's an RBI single, and they lead by 2.
Well, there you go. The RBI machine. Another clutch run scoring at bat.
Yeah, he's been so good in these situations. Call it clutch if you want, but his resume speaks for itself. First and second, 2 outs. At the plate, Connor Joe. That one's upstairs, ball 1.
Ball 1, no strike.
Machado at second, Iglesias at first, 2 out of the inning. And another ball.
Outside.
2 walks in the inning already, and he just doesn't seem comfortable out there. Like he can find the right mechanics and then repeat them.
And that's in for a strike.
Probably the best one we have seen. Throwing it where he wanted to, have a nice tight spin to it, and a teaser just off the edge of the plate.
That one fouled off, 2-2. Laboring here, about to throw his 30th pitch of the inning.
Full count.
Elias Diaz into San Diego on deck circle. And they're all loaded up.
Take your base.
Well, interesting. He went with the off speed and walked the hitter. Man, you got to challenge the guy with the fastball.
So they're all loaded up. Here's Elias Diaz.
Well, he's so good about trying to drive the ball to the opposite field gap in these situations. If he takes that approach, he could bust this game wide open.
Next offering is in for a strike. Two outs. Inside, almost got him.
Look, in situations like these, the air can get really thin up there at the plate. Got to find a way to breathe and slow everything down.
Three balls, one strike.
In the dirt. No advance from the runners. 3-1 now. That's a strike, and he inches closer to getting out of the jam.
And boy, that was the pitch. 3-1. You want to be really aggressive on the fastball.
Here's a high chopper. Walker takes it himself. They limit the damage here. So 1 run in the inning on this base hit. It's now a 3-1 ball game. You're watching Major League Baseball exclusively on the show. And we're back. Bottom of the 6th. And stepping in for the Astros, Isaac Paredes. The changeup missing. 1-0. Action in the pen down there. Wandy Peralta, the left-hander, up and throwing. Adam, the right-hander, loosening up as well. Ground ball left side, and that's just foul. And that one fouled off. Fights that one away. Still 1-2. Spoils a 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. One, 2 now. Fouls it back with 2 strikes.
5 foul balls in this at bat so far, and these two are going head to head. You can see the crowd. They're starting to get into it a little bit more and more each pitch, even though there hasn't been a ball in play yet.
And a swing and a miss. The hat trick. And he's up to 8 strikeouts in this one.
Oh, that slider wasn't even close to the strike zone, and he got him to chase. That's just a bad approach right there. Either he was looking for something else and got completely fooled, or he was sitting all over the slider and just couldn't resist the temptation. But, man, really expanded right there and didn't have a chance of making contact with that pitch.
Walker now at the plate as he swings through strike 1.
And it really looks like these hitters have been in between with their timing today. Good fastball, excellent slider, but they've not been able to commit to one velocity and stay there.
Swing and a ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. And they had their first base runner since the 3rd inning. So next up for Houston, Yainer Diaz. This is a guy who is very highly regarded defensively. Fun to watch him control stuff behind the plate. Good game caller, good at framing, but it's that big arm that really stands out.
You come into the game knowing that unless the ball's in the dirt or gets by him, we're probably not going to steal anything today. So that's where you want to get a little more aggressive on your secondary lead and hope that some base hits, some slugs, some home runs can come into play.
With the tying run at the plate here in the bottom of the sixth. Swing and a miss, struck him out.
Well, that at bat seemed to be over as soon as it started. 3-pitch strikeout. You've got to be better at the plate right there, at least to foul something off, extend that at bat.
Now it's Brendan Rodgers. Right through there for a strike.
Definitely an outlier. When you consider how the game is played, it's all about velocity. It's all about exit velocity and the ability to slug and hit the ball into the ballpark. Guy like this, I'm not sure he gets scouted today or even drafted, but his ability to consistently repeat his delivery, hit the corners, change speeds, he doesn't have much margin for error. So to have the level of success he's had at the big leagues is very impressive.
Next offering misses, and it's 2-1. And that one clips the corner. And the next pitch is way outside.
Great RBI spot here. Just got to stay focused on the pitch. The runner will be in motion, so something in the gap should definitely score it.
Swings through it, and that's a strikeout. One left for Houston, and they still trail it here 3-1. Welcome back. We're in the seventh. We have a new pitcher on the mound, Brian King.
Pretty tight game, so they're looking for quality pitches out of him right here. Got to do his best to keep the score right where it is.
So digging in, Tyler Wade.
Center fielder, Tyler Wade.
And that's a strike.
0-1's the count.
Fastball is outside. Next offering is outside.
1 strike.
Next one is off the plate. Ball 3.
First pitch strike from the pitcher, but then no panic at all by the hitter. Very patient, showing good discipline. Now he's in the driver's seat with the 3-1 count.
The 3-1. Fastball for a strike.
Game full.
Next offering popped in the air, right field. And there's one down.
Now batting, right fielder,
Fernando Tatis Jr. to hit here. 1 for 3. He's a guy, Chris, whose highlights include some of the best throws from the outfield that you will ever see. Definitely one of the best arms in the sport. There's the strike.
Yeah, the infielders and the catcher can never give up on a play because if this guy thinks he has a chance, he's going to throw it from the warning track if he has to.
That one in there across the letters. That one misses, and it's 1-2. One down, base is empty. Swing and a hard hit grounder to third, and it goes just foul. Tatis waits, and that skips in the dirt. Swing, and that's ripped towards right center. Smith makes the play, and there are 2 outs.
now batting.
2 down, base is empty. Luis Arias digs in now. a walk and a pair of strikeouts. And that one upstairs, ball one.
Counts 1-0.
Check swing, and he went. And the count 1-1. Gets the outside corner with that one.
1 ball.
2 down, nobody on. Here in the top half of inning number 7. Swing and a pop-up. Foul territory for the catcher. And that is that. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left. Midway in inning number 7, and it's time to stretch. It's the Padres 3 and the Astros 1. We're back in a new pitcher here to start the bottom of the 7th. Wandy Peralta.
These are the spots relievers really make a name for themselves. Late and close. There's not much margin for error, but at the same time, there's a reason they're put in these situations.
Myers up to the plate for the 3rd time as he looks at 1 down low. Just off the outside edge, and a count now 2-0. And that one off the outside edge. So definitely a little wild right out of the gate.
Well, it can be a little tough coming from the bullpen mound to this mound, but you've got to find a way to get ahead in the count quickly. He hasn't. We'll see how this at-bat turns out.
That just missed. He walked him on 4 pitches. And that'll bring the tying run to the plate.
It's tough after falling behind a hitter, 2 balls and no strikes, but now at least he gets a fresh start against a new batter, but he needs to get back into the strike zone and start pitching with conviction.
This one driven deep, way back there, and it's gone. We are tied. His 2nd of the year, it's 3-3. He only needed 1 swing to square it up.
Not wasting any time in that at bat, Boog. Aggressive, and it paid off. Love to see a hitter aggressive on the first pitch of an at-bat. You watch him from the on-deck circle, so when you step in the box, you're ready to pull the trigger wherever it's at. Really good job by the hitter. Total conviction on that swing.
And next to hit for Houston, Chas McCormick. This kid, a 21st round pick out of Millersville University in Pennsylvania. Edge of the zone for a strike, 0-1. Swings through that one.
0-2 is the count.
The 0-2. Hard grounder into the outfield for a knock. And that turns the lineup over.
Good 2-strike hitting right there, Boog. A bit of a lost start for some, so that was nicely done to beat the odds. I know that was a ground ball, but it was absolutely hammered through the infield. That's not one you're excited to get in front of if you're an infielder. You know they used to say, charge it. Crazy. And now let's see if they force some action with good wheels on the bases.
And the Padres manager making his way towards the mound as he will make the move. Wandy Peralta gives way, and it's a tie ball game as he heads for the dugout. Back with a new arm after a quick break. So the Padres with a new arm on the mound, Logan Gillespie. He's making his 2nd appearance of the season. Jose Altuve up next for the Astros. 0 for 3 in this one. Gillespie checks over to first, and he's back. Runner takes off. Pitch misses. Throw, save.
Now a good opportunity to potentially jump ahead in this game here in the later innings.
And that one fouled off.
With the big bats coming up and a home run already surrendered, he's really going to have to execute against these next couple of batters.
Off the plate, 2-1. Yeah, that's fouled off. Go ahead run in scoring position. Nobody out. Next pitch is downstairs.
Good spot there, but didn't get the strike at the knees and doesn't seem too convinced by the call out there in the mound as he tries to get a better sense of the umpire's strike zone.
Chases the fastball up the ladder, struck him out.
That's tough. You see it well. I mean, that was clearly up and out of the strike zone, but that's one of the hardest things. And when you see a pitch out of the hand at eye level, that discipline to remember, I can't hit that pitch. If I can see it really well at eye level, I can't catch up to that pitch when a pitcher's got this kind of velocity.
Runner takes off for third. There's a ball. Throw to third, and he's in there easily. And the go-ahead run is now only 90 feet away.
I'd say an aggressive roll of the dice there to steal third in this spot, but they felt good about it, and it worked out. Now the game plan changes a little bit at the plate to get that go-ahead run home. The defense might pull the infield in.
The 1-0. And that one is lifted in the air. Wade sizing this one up. Drops into the glove. Here comes the runner from third. He scores. That's a big sacrifice fly, and they take the lead in the seventh. And the batter now, Isaac Paredes. 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. In there at the knees, and that is strike one. 2 gone, bases empty, but 3 runs across here, the bottom of the 7th. Swing and a liner foul off to the right. Two down, nobody on. And ring him up, says Carl Dixon. That's a strikeout. So they get 3 and jump ahead late. 8th inning coming up. It's the Astros 4 and the Padres 3. Welcome back, and a new arm on the mound to start the 8th. Brian Abreu.
Well, the best relievers love the opportunity to come in and protect a tight lead late in the ball game. Some of them are just wired different, so we'll see what he's got here.
Well, 1-run game. Here comes Manny Machado.
A lot of times you're looking for a guy to get that tying run on base, but because of the power, you want him to tie up the game with one swing here.
First offering, and it just misses. Swing and a ball driven pretty well out towards left center. Makes the catch for the out. Now here's Xander Bogaerts now. The shortstop takes the ball. Activity In the
Counts 1-0.
bullpen for Houston, Josh Hader, the closer of the staff, is getting loose to finish this one off. Hernandez getting loose as well. Looking to get the tying run on base. And that's in there for a strike. Little slider that finds the mark. Misses the zone and he gets him to chase.
All sliders so far in this at bat to get ahead in the count, and it clearly shows there was a game plan in mind for how to attack him in the box.
Chopped on the ground, and that's a foul ball. Another 1-2. Next offering misses down and away.
This guy's a fun guy to watch taking at bat. He just battles up there. He doesn't take a pitch off at all. Makes it so difficult on the pitchers out there. You can tell they get frustrated with how long it takes to put him away.
And just misses with that one. Gonzalez in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a chance to make a big impact here. Three balls, 2 strikes the count. That's foul off to the right side. Keeps the AB going. Swing and a fly ball, well struck left field. He's got it, and there's 2 down.
Every day during batting practice, these outfielders get about 10 minutes of balls in the gaps. They practice this, and when the game comes, they make the play perfectly.
Stepping in for San Diego, Gonzalez. 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a flyout. That misses the zone, and that's ball 1.
1-0.
Holding on to a 1-run lead, and we're in the top of the 8th. Inside, 2-0.
Boog, he never moved because he never had time to. But that kind of velocity, you'd prefer that pitcher work away.
That one finds the zone. Now 2-1. Way out front for strike 2. In the air, left field, down the line, and that'll fall for a base hit. So the tying run reaches with 2 away.
Gotta love the resiliency shown in that at bat, battling with 2 strikes. Hooked around that pitch on the outside, but he was still able to square it up pretty nicely, and that takes quick, strong wrist to pull that off. And now a chance to maybe get creative on offense with good speed on first.
Stepping in, Jose Iglesias.
Well, in this situation, the hitter knows that he's got to find a pitch that he can drive in order to drive in that tying run all the way from first base. So if he can't do that, keep the line moving through a walk or just a base hit. But you got to stay within yourself.
2 outs.
That's a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike.
In the dirt, but kept close.
2-1.
To second, and he's out. They don't come much closer than that. Bang, bang play to end the inning. Back now, new pitcher on the mound as we roll into the bottom of the 8th, Jason Adam.
And we all know about his slider. It's just filthy, man. And one of the better ones in the game, I'd say. Spin rate's very high, and it just breaks a ton.
Walker at the plate now. That's ball 1. And it's fouled away. Next
No,
pitch
that's
is
off the plate.
outside.
Ball 2.
Blows the high heat past him. That's a strikeout.
Well, that high four-seam fastball has become such a staple as a strikeout pitch over the years. And what's so tough as a hitter is that you see it extremely well. The problem is the velocity and spin rate just happens to jump by you. You expand your zone, you don't stay tall on the backside, and you're really not even able to make contact. If you do, many times it's a pop-up.
Foul ball.
Looked like you got a little excited on that fastball. Got to think to yourself, I want to stay up the middle. That way, if you're a little bit early, you hit it out of the ballpark. If you're a little late, opposite field knock.
Gets a piece and stays alive. One down, base is empty.
Ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count.
And that's
2
in the
balls,
dirt.
2 strikes. Three and 2.
Good battle here. About to be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Foul ball, and it remains a full count.
I wouldn't throw him another breaking ball. Try to go again with the fastball, slightly elevated. He just is having a hard time catching up.
High fly ball out towards left center. Gonzalez on the move to the alley. Makes the grab, and there's 2 gone.
That's just a really nice catch on the run right there. He saved extra bases for sure. If the pitcher's his friend, he'll give him a second to catch his breath before he's ready to deal the next pitch.
And a foul ball. And a swing and a miss.
Ahead 0-2 in the count.
0-2.
Sure, you've got 4 pitches you can work with, but throw something you can command and get this at bat over with as quickly as possible.
Two down, nobody on. Fights that one away, and the count remains 0-2. And that's
1 ball,
outside.
2 strikes.
High fly ball lifted in the air right field. Tatis drifts towards it. Brings it in for the 3rd out. Welcome back, and here comes the closer, Josh Hader. This southpaw's been really good against left-handed hitters. So digging in now for San Diego, Jose Iglesias. And ball 1.
Counts 1-0.
This one lifted in the air, left field. And a quick Strikeout number 1. Digging in, Connor Joe. Corner infielders guarding the lines, trying to prevent extra bases. Fought off foul.
That's a ball.
That one ripped, but foul. Crowd locked in right now. 1-run game here in the 9th. That's towards center. 2 away. Last chance for the Padres, and now it's Elias Diaz. Right through there for a strike.
Just amazing to me how many closers and back-end relievers just throw absolute gas these days. I never would have had a chance.
They're down to their final strike. The Padres down to their final strike. Got him, and that's the ball game.
Well, this was a tightly played game. Got a little of everything. Some timely hitting, runs on the board, key pitching and defense in certain spots. Definitely a fun one to watch.
And the final score here, 4-3. For Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show, I'm John Shambi. We'll see you soon.